Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 33 of the Real Chat Podcast. I got my man all the way from Long Island, Alex Martin. You know what I'm saying? He's the owner of Swift Shades. And you know what I'm saying? So who is Alex? Like who are you, bro?
Well, first of all, I have to say thank you very much for having me, bro. I appreciate the platform. I love the podcast, and I really appreciate being here. First, wow, I don't know if you guys heard that, but thunder is a
You
huge
got
amount of
that?
thunder.
Is
Yeah,
that hurricane coming your way?
yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's heralding the wonderful words that are about to come out of my mouth. We're about to see. No, man.
Let's go.
We'll take it as that, right? I hope so. No, man. So yeah, it's great to be here. Like I said, like you mentioned, my name is Alex, and I created a brand that I'm calling Swift Shades, and yeah, it's who am I? I'm just a regular guy, man, just trying to do my thing. I'm happy to be here and to be kind of living my dream. I always wanted to own something, to be able that to say that I was able to even attempt something. So this is great to even be here talking about this. Swift Shades is a brand that I created, which is right now we're focused on shades or
Mhm.
sunnies, sunglasses, and it's part of a bigger umbrella. The To make it as quick as I can, I created a website called Swift Commerce. That was the beginning of everything, and that was the LLC that I filed. And basically, the idea is just like it sounds, Swift Commerce. So you purchase something, you want it quick, you get it quick, and that's pretty much
Right.
the basis of it. Swift Shades is a brand that I sell on the Swift Commerce website. So for right now, it only consists of Swift Shades. So that's why, just to make it very simple, it's all about Swift Shades for right now. Eventually, I'm going to add some things to it. And what Swift Shades is basically is I want it to be a quick way to get some affordable but really quality sunglasses that don't break the bank. We don't
Right.
try to. I don't try to do any mirror designer glasses or anything yet. We'll see if we get to that. But for right now, I'm doing more generic, but very beautiful type styles. But the main thing is the cost. So imagine you got your beautiful sunglasses. You go to the club or you go to the beach, and the obvious happens. Your baby, your son knocks them off your face. Somebody
Oh,
steps on them. They fall in
you
the
leave
water.
them at the club. You leave them there.
Exactly. Or even worse, someone steps on your shoes, and then when you go to look down, you see a glowing sunglasses fall, and they step on those too. You know what I mean?
Uh, that's
Um,
double trouble.
exactly. So my thing is, if something like that happens, if let's say if you had one of mine, you could order them the same night. If it was at the club, you pop on the website. You can order them. We'll have them there to you the day after, or depending on the shipping that you order.
Mhm.
That's pretty much the idea. Is to be your second pair. Your first pair. Let's say your first pair is your designers, your Pradas, all those. You want to
Okay.
keep those to the side. Save those for a wonderful event like the afternoon with Heather B or something major.
Yes.
But if you're going to, just the beach, you want to be riding around. I think you want to, get something that's affordable. That if something were to happen to them, you can replace them quickly, and that's the main idea of Swift Shades.
Okay, okay. Man, I'm glad you said the beach because I've seen some of the glasses you got, man, and those are dope. Actually, for the beach, like
Of course, yeah, I
them are
appreciate.
actually
Of
dope
course,
to
I
be
have
out
some
on the beach.
here. I'll show you some in a bit. But no, I appreciate. Well, I mean, it being summer, that's definitely what I wanted to focus on. But the fact that these things really do go on all year round, especially, I'm looking forward to winter. I'm looking forward to get some more polarized ones, kind of like some
Okay,
snowboarding ones. But we'll go into that in a minute when I show you some. But no,
right.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So when did you start this? Like when did it come to you? Because I mean, we talked a little bit. And you said you were doing IT and some other work and stuff like that. So when did sunglasses become a part of what you was doing? Or what you are doing?
No, thanks. It's been a journey, and I think it's like that for everybody. Of course, I didn't plan on it in the slightest. I was never like, oh, I'm going to be opening the sunglasses thing. We'll do it from there. Honestly,
Say you went to the mall, saw a sunglass hut, and was
yeah,
like,
no,
"Hey,
so
I
and then
could do
the
that.
light
I
bulb
could do
hit, and
that."
the next day I was there, and I'm here. Man, it's been quite a journey. I'm just, moving. If I look like I'm moving around, just because I'm trying to look at my notes, I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Because basically, it's been a journey, like I said, and what I do forget is the actual years that things happen. So if I'm looking at stuff, it's for that. But to answer your question, this started for me. Just give me a sec. Sorry, I lost my situation here. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. Just bear with me 1 second. There we go. All right. So, I'm just looking at my quick little my employment situation. So, long story short, I still work. Just so you know, I have a job. I work
We
in
haven't.
logistics, and even that it's not something that I planned on. When I started thinking about owning opening my own LLC and getting the courage up and all that, that was
In
around
for the moment.
COVID. Oh, can you hear me? Everything good?
Yep, yep. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're back. We're back. It glitched for a moment, but we back.
There
You
we
know,
go. Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I thought I heard something. I was like, got to make sure, especially with the storm here.
for a minute, you know what I'm saying? It might be the storm, but we started going Matrix for a minute. You know what I mean? It was just like, hey, hey, all right. So, but
But
no, we're back. We're back. We're good.
excellent, excellent. So I want to say it's the year. I want to say this started maybe about 2016 was when I started working at Ruby's Costume Company. Uh, just to make it really quickly, before that, things got really rough for me.
Mhm.
I have no problem talking about it, but it could very easily fill up an entire segment. And I'm sure everyone
Right.
could, because you're there for the valleys and the ups and the downs and all that. But what happened was this was me coming back from a very low point in my life. And I ended up working at a place called Ruby's Costume Company. And while I was working there, which was definitely unplanned, I was supposed to be working there for a purchasing position or whatever. I was looking to just build up, so it was great for me.
Sure.
Uh, when I was there, the person who was interviewing me, he was basically, he might as well have been the what do you call it, the CEO, because it's a private company, and
Okay.
he was friends with the owner, so his level was pretty much the CEO level, but he was in charge of logistics and he was in charge of the shipping that came into the country. And even though I knew that they were the biggest costume distributors in the country, at the
Mhm.
time, I didn't really know what that meant. I didn't understand the difference between wholesale and retail and all these things. All I
Right.
knew is I was just going there for the interview. So first 5 minutes into the interview, he's like, okay, you don't have enough experience to be the purchasing administrator. He's like, so
Okay.
what else can you do? And just pause and just says it right there. And I'm just like, wow. All right, so we're
I'm
going right
here.
in.
I'm here.
This
I'm
it's
here.
time exactly. And that's the thing. Like I had that attitude, and luckily, it was opportunity. Was meeting preparation. I was prepared just for whatever at that time. So when he said that, I was like, all right. There happened to be a
So
we were in a big
did you do IT before that?
yes, yes.
Wow.
I did
So
IT. Go ahead.
so coming from IT to, hey, what can you do for the costume business?
Man, that's what I'm saying. When I say I could fill up the thing, it wouldn't be a whole bunch of useless information either. I've like many people, especially who may not have gone to college, definitely not a knock on college or not going. But
Right.
sometimes when you don't go, but you have a flourishing mind and maybe you should have went like me, um,
Hey,
you end up
doors
taking
open.
yeah, you end up taking a whole lot of paths. So yes, before this I was in IT, and it's funny you mentioned that because that was what I mentioned in that moment because I was in a room full of everything. It was like one of their showrooms. So if you've ever
Mhm.
been to a costume showroom, it's everything on display because
Right.
this is where they have meetings with Marvel and whoever else. They bring them in these rooms because everything's surrounding. So
Okay.
I have all of the X-Men costumes, all that stuff. But right in front of me was a huge screen TV, and I said, well, I could help with what was it, presentations, because I said I used to do presentations and I used to do big ones and things like that. But then I started talking about how much I love just the popular comics. I like comics. I like stuff like that ever since I was a kid. So it was
Right.
easy for me to be like, look, I know this IP. I know where that's from. Whatever. Long story short, he ended up basically making me his personal assistant,
Wow.
which wasn't a job that was advertised, but he knew that he was going to need that because of some stuff that went on back. So long story
So do
short,
you think some of that was your conversation with him?
uh,
You know,
100% it was. There was nothing else.
yes.
I had nothing else to offer.
Right. Hey,
Fresh. He was
good
good time.
conversation. And that goes a long way, brother. Like that's crazy you said that because like look at the opportunity that was put in front of you just by talking to somebody who is looking for something else. You know, here they go looking for somebody else that they were reading a file about. And here's
Mhm.
this gentleman that comes in here with a treasure trove of other type of knowledge. You know what I mean? That he's like, yo, I gotta link up with this guy.
Well, that's what he told me later. Later, he told me he's like, he was like, I was impressed with you. He was like, you were just impressive. He was like, I knew you couldn't do the purchasing job. He was like, yeah, this is not at all what you could do. But he's like, he was a very straight shooter too, which definitely helped me. But he told me he was like, but I knew that I admired the way you spoke, whatever. But he's like, I just knew that you could do something, and it ended up being. I ended up learning a lot from him because like I ended up, like I said, being a personal kind of his personal assistant, but he would take me into meetings and he would take me when he would do he came up with the prices. So
Mhm.
you're sitting with the boss of any company anytime you're sitting with the person doing the prices.
Right. When he says we selling this for this amount, you know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna
Exactly.
say nothing about it.
Hmm.
That's what it is.
And the amount that I learned, I was just in that I was in the mode to be a sponge too. So it was really just a bunch of stuff meeting all at once. So I learned, and I was with them. I want to say about 5 years. And don't even get me started as far as it being a perfect thing. As far as my job, as far as my life, nothing was ever perfect, and I'm sure plenty of people can
Never is. It never is.
exactly.
It never
People,
is.
know what that's like. But you take what the best, you take from everything the best that you can. And what I did was that place, I could list the issues, but there was a lot. There was a lot of racism, a lot of anger. Some of those people were some of the most bitter people I've met in my life.
Right.
Not saying something,
Right. Well,
but
I mean, when you work for a costume place, they hide behind costumes. You know what I mean? So these people aren't really happy, but they show up and they act happy, and and that goes with every job because no matter what you do in life, it's not all peaches and cream. You know, we all have our battles, but I think it's about choosing our battles. And you chose to learn over battling. You know what I mean? You chose to soak up that information and knowledge and take it to the next level.
well, it's funny you said choose your battles too. You're right because yeah, every day there's things that especially in a place like that. It's a private company. So that being said, there's a lot of things that can go on behind the scenes that are allowed at a private company that not necessarily would. I mean, companies are companies, but it would be a little tougher to hide in a public company. But this
Yeah,
is
you
a
don't
completely
have you don't
private.
have corporate HR to go to.
That's it. Oh no, this is the family. There was one
That's
family that
that's
owned the
right.
company, and yeah,
If you're
I li-
telling on him, you're telling his mom on somebody like,
man. Oh,
hey,
like I said, I could go on it, but you know what? It's just to move on from that because I could do a whole thing just on that because I learned a lot there. That man, a lot about discipline, about
mhm,
controlling myself, and all that. But you know what? It was really good. But as far as Swift Commerce, just to make sure I stick here, with Swiss Commerce and stuff. So, like I said, I was sitting with him, and I learned a lot about the shipping part because
mhm,
I was the person who would reach out to the companies in either China, Indonesia, any of the international companies where they have a lot of their stuff made. I was the one to reach out to the companies. I would find
okay,
out about the companies. I would vet them, and then I would order the first stuff. I would basically be the point of contact. So he'd be like,
right,
tell them that, blah blah blah. So I got used to doing that. So, fast forward to when I decided that this is something I wanted to do. Um, I was doing some eBay stuff as well, and I had done
mhm,
that earlier in life. But because of what I was learning at the time, I was also maintaining the eBay thing. I had my little side thing, but it wasn't anything really major. But when I made my decision, there was no more lunch breaks.
right.
what I mean by that is even before this, when I said that I went through a low place in my life, I ended up working at I'm going to say Panera Bread. Again, nothing wrong with the company.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, they're actually one of my favorite companies when it comes to that kind of thing. But I was
Right.
working there at the
They have
time.
a big
Like,
story behind them.
oh
There's a
yeah,
big story behind how Panera Bread started, and like that's a whole nother podcast, bro.
it is. No, and I actually, yeah, trust. I'm sure I like them because I ended up. Well, I was working there at a time where, let's just say, I was maybe 30 plus, and I had got knocked back down, and I had worked past that point as far as salary wise and stuff, and because of
Right. Salary, authority, you know what I
yeah,
mean? I
it was
feel
a
you.
down thing that put me back there, and but long story short, my point is when I was at that point and I had made up my mind to be like, all right, enough is enough. The lunch breaks went away, and for that I meant like I would still take lunch breaks. I would eat, but I would never take a lunch break that I wasn't trying to better myself and be like, look, I got to move up because I'm not liking where my life is going now.
Y'all listen up. You heard what he said. He take that lunch break to learn.
I
Like
was either
that's
learning. Oh well, please. At Panera, I was looking for jobs at the time, or I was either learning. I was always doing something to make me feel better because
I
I was
love that,
feeling
man.
so bad that I'm like, I need, and I was looking for a positive outlet. So I learned. I figured I'm like, I feel better just looking for another job, just whatever. So I would do that. But fast forward to when I was here at Ruby's, so it started to be like, all right, let me on my lunch break. I was either selling stuff on eBay. At this point, it was a
Mhm.
habit. So I would go to my
Right.
car. Everyone else would do whatever. I'd be in my car eating my lunch, and I've got my laptop on my knees, and I'm freaking either selling eBay, taking pictures for eBay, or what eventually led to was me researching the LLC. What does it take? How whatever, and I was focused on Amazon at the time. But anyway, that was when I did all of my research to get into it. So COVID and everything kicked off a whole chain of events like it did for everybody.
Right.
And for me, that's really what kind of pushed me into everything. And, it started from there. So that's where I really learned at least the more technical skills that made me feel confident enough to be like, all right, I
Right.
can, start maybe doing this. And if I am going to start, maybe I'll start with sunglasses. And that's kind of where that came from because on a practical side, sunglasses are smaller and they're anything in general. If anyone's looking to ship anything, one of your golden rules, if it's smaller, it's cheaper. And if it's
Hey, you
cheaper,
can move sunglasses out of the trunk. You can take boxes of sunglasses to the club and to the beach and
mhm,
just out in public, and people are always wanting to buy sunglasses.
as long as they're
So
available. That's the thing. If they
that's
see them there,
yeah,
and that's one of my things now. Well, that's well, I didn't go into it with that. I see that now. It's funny you mentioned that. Way I was thinking, I wanted to do something more online, and
mhm,
which is fine. I am doing it online, but I wasn't expecting the way this summer to go the way it's been, and that's one of the reasons I ended up meeting you.
right.
Was because the way the summer's going. Like I was planning to be not hands off, but more background. Like I said, I can do website. I had everything set up on Amazon, which was a feat to get set up.
So let me
On-
ask you: did
yeah,
you have sunglasses with you at the Heather B event?
I did. But
Man, I would
well,
have definitely bought a pair, and I wish I did.
you know
I
what?
didn't.
It's okay. It's okay. Just because of the way things worked out. I told you guys I ended up getting there a little later. So
Mhm.
I only had like, I had a bunch on me. But just with me getting there late and stuff, I was like, it didn't work out that I had time to really sell them and pitch them, which was fine.
Right.
I had them more for samples, but they were all the way in the car. So it didn't work
You didn't
out.
want to go back to the car. Hey, I had a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff in the car. I didn't
That
want to
was
go
kind of
back
it
and
too.
get.
You know what? It was one of these things that I'm like, if it comes to it, I'll go back. Like if the conversation goes like, "Yo, what do you do?" and we end up being like,
Where
"Yo,
are
I
they?
got
Let me
glasses."
see them.
Yeah, then I was gonna run back, but it just never worked out, and I was okay with that. But I did have them with me. Yeah, that's why.
Right, man. Because I
Um,
would have bought a pair, man. I wish we chopped it up a little more, man. So I knew because I would have definitely bought a pair for
I
sure.
I should have got it. It was the getting there late that did
Because you
that.
see, I got my Ocean City, Maryland hoodie on, from my trip. But you know what I'm saying? I could be rocking a pair of sunglasses from Jersey. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying? Where I
I'm gonna
bought
get
them
them
from
to
you.
we're gonna catch up. Trust, man. But that's the thing. It's all about learning, and yeah, that's trust me. Every day I'm looking at stuff that I'm like, all right, I would have did it differently. I would have did it differently, and that's one thing too. So trust.
What is next year's event? Next
Yeah.
year's event,
Well,
man. You
well,
set
I'm
up
gonna
a
get them to
booth.
you sooner than that.
Hey,
But you're sure. You're right. I'm gonna have them for then
you
too.
get a booth. You have a booth there at next year's Heather B event. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna
That's what
definitely
I like
work
to.
on that.
But that's what I mean. Like this whole year, I was never planning on. I was maybe eventually, I'll do a booth here, booth there. But the way this summer's gone, it's been kind of like what I say. It's like I'm a go with the flow kind of guy. Thank God,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what it's been. I wasn't planning it. So right now, I've got a table. I've got all this stuff that I wasn't planning on having. I had to have it by like June or July, just because. So I've done a couple pop ups and things. So it's coming, but it's like I'm just I'm gonna go with the flow kind of guy. But that being said, I'm getting better at planning and starting.
Well, we'll figure some things out because now that we linked up, man, there's a lot of. I'm not sure if you ever plan on just coming to Wisconsin, but it would be great to have you come to Wisconsin and hang out. You know what I'm saying for a weekend or something. And there's a lot of events where you can put up the sunglass booth. You know what I mean? And excuse me, but we can make. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely push sunglasses here in Wisconsin, and that's what the Real Chat podcast is about, man. Opening up opportunities and networking, and that's how I met you. And it's great that I did meet you
Yeah.
because, man, that's a phenomenal story, man. You come from IT to Panera to costumes to hey, yo, I'm gonna sell sunglasses, yo. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? Like,
oh, we could. Oh, yeah, I'll tell you more. I can tell you more eventually. No, I appreciate it. No, thanks a lot. And oh, like I said, I'm one. I would look forward to that. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I would love to. I mean,
yeah.
I'm all about it. Oh, please, I already got a promo code set up just for Real Chat. I'll tell you. Well, I'll tell you more about it. But it's going to be 15% for people who listen already. So you
Oh
already know
man,
where.
man, that's
I'm
the IT. This the
I
IT
that's the thing.
man. Like,
I'm learning, but I know a couple things, but I'm learning a couple things. It's a mix. You know what it is,
right,
and every day we
right.
get better and better. So this has been great. It's been a great experience, and it's been a long journey, and I'm looking forward to it getting longer, and just because it's just been a thing. It's been really crazy, and yeah, from the Ruby's Custom Company to now, and man, I could I
So
could tell
so
you.
what are your future goals? Do you plan on eventually having a brick and mortar?
I before this summer, I would have said I'm not really looking forward to it that soon.
Mhm.
After where I'm at now, it seems like yeah, it seems like I'll probably have one sooner than I hoped. Just because what I'm realizing is I'm kind of enjoying selling in person, and that's something that I
Meeting
kind of,
people, meeting
yeah,
people and
I
talking to people.
well, I knew I liked it a little, but I mean, it's
Mhm.
kind of like I don't really want to deal with people like that, but it's, I'm like, if
These
I could
don't
just,
fit right. Well, guess what? Your head's big. I mean,
yeah, it's like, and if I could just have, click a button, have them click a button. I'm good at shipping, I've been doing that
right,
for a minute, you know what it is, you don't necessarily always want to step out of your comfort zone, if I can
hey,
make a couple of bucks back here, but you know what? No, to be honest, yeah, I think it probably is going to be sooner than later. I'm looking at some stuff with a friend of mine. He does some food, more of a food thing, but he's looking at doing it. So yeah, to answer your question, I think I'm gonna have one sooner than later. I think so.
that's what's up, man. And I hope you let me know when that's gonna happen
Oh yeah, oh
because I
yeah,
will definitely try to make a trip out there for your grand opening. You know what I'm saying? And we can broadcast that. And because it's crazy, man, like how this is working out for you because your story aligns so much with what I do. Like I work in a warehouse. So third shift, I work in a warehouse. So I do logistics, you know what I mean? I pick orders, I ship them out, I do all that. And I'm learning the process as I go. But I was
hmm
actually a quality engineer, so I don't typically work in the warehouse. I'm the
yeah,
one that comes and inspects the parts and makes sure everything good before you ship it out.
yeah,
And the salary, like you said, the salary's different, the money's different, but what I get from what I do is, comfort, man. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I know it's just a vehicle. One thing I always say, and I always say this on the Real Chat podcast. Whatever it is you do is just a vehicle to get you to where you want to be. You
Exactly.
know, and I learned that from a very powerful brother. I don't know if you're familiar with Jamal King. He's out of Chicago. He has make real estate real. He
Okay.
teaches people to do real estate, and he's a brother out of Chicago, 20-year veteran police officer
Nice.
that
Love it.
went into real estate. And you said the exact same thing in a different way of what he says. This man always said when all the other police officers, he calls it being in the hole.
Mhm.
When you go to jail, you get sent to the hole when you're naughty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he said he calls it in the hole. And what he did was while every other officer was enjoying their downtime, he was looking at properties. He was looking at real estate investments.
Mhm.
And this man ended up making more money than it, the captains, the chiefs, everybody on the force. And he's a big guy, so he was going to go to the NFL. And you know, he he never got that break to go to the NFL. So he says he got drafted. He got drafted to the Chicago Police Department, which
Well,
is where
you do
where
what
his
you got to
family
do.
was, and but one thing he always said when he was a kid, his father, who was a police officer before him, and his brother, he sat all the kids down and he said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And when it got to him, he said, "I want to be a millionaire." Didn't know how he was going to do it,
Yep, yep.
but he wanted to be a millionaire. And through life, he thought that the NFL was going to be that golden ticket.
Of course, yeah,
And
yeah.
it turned out that it wasn't. Real estate was. And now this guy is going to be one of the few black men to build a skyscraper in Chicago, one of
Love
the
it.
largest skyscrapers. He's working on one of the biggest projects right now
I
with a
love it.
couple other brothers, man, and it's crazy. So like meeting you and seeing what you're doing from the ground up and going from IT, because everybody looks at IT like, hey man, there's a lot of money in IT, which it is. It's a lot of money in that.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you shift, to managing and owning your own business, it doesn't matter how you get there, it's how you do it, and how you move forward with it.
Of course. Well, and just to add to that, you're 100% right. I agree 100% with every single thing. And just to add to that, it's about, especially when you're coming, it's about how you get there, especially when you're not necessarily coming from a place where you recognize all those options.
Mhm.
I think, especially in my area, a lot of, especially me personally, I'm coming from a place where so many of these things that as I was going through all of these phases, you realize sometimes the options that were either are there for you or were there for you that you either might have missed out on, or you didn't know any better, or the people around you didn't know any better, and stuff like that. And it's more about, what you feel about that. How do you feel about it? Obviously sometimes you can get very discouraged and feel upset about it, but I think when you can get past that, and where you get past the past and you get past the I guess dealing with the bad parts of the past, but looking at it as a lesson and saying, all right, that happened. What can I do to make sure that doesn't happen again? Or what can I do
Right.
to make sure that I'm in a better position? As long as you're doing that, I think you'll I think you'll find the way, but you got to be willing to do the work and
Well,
all those
you
things.
you said it. You said it. Getting past the past and changing, what happened in the past, because you can sit here and be angry about it all day long.
Hmm.
But if we don't teach our children and the generation that's up next how to maneuver through that, it's not going to change,
No,
because
no,
it's going to be the same people, the same bitter, and I say this, honestly, bitter people
yeah,
saying they don't care about us. They're not going to help you. And this is the way it is. And then you're going to grow up thinking, yo, man, this is just the way it is. So this is what I'm going to do. And you know what? Like, honestly, going to the Heather B event, bro, that changed my perspective of everything. Like everything. Like, man, I met y'all and I met Sway and Big Bear, and none of us are like super rich, entrepreneurs that are doing big things, but what we are doing is we're getting the exposure.
Mm-hmm.
the exposure that is needed to change the mindset. You know what I mean? And you
100.
learned that at the costume company. You was like,
100.
yo,
Well, I mean, but you and you're right. Well, I think what we're doing is, and it can be sometimes frustrating because I think that we're all people who can see ahead, and we're like see, and we see ahead on our personal levels. Like, look, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna make it work no matter what. And I think we all have that push, and that is, I mean, that's like fire. I love it, but
man,
it is. It's like that. It can keep you up at night. But then the other thing, it's like what we're doing. I think with the whole sway thing and us meeting and stuff like that, we're building on like on the actual ground level, the community, right?
yep.
Because it'd be one thing if I just did it separately and I never talked to you or anybody, and I never felt that I needed help from anybody, and I just did it by myself,
Looking out for self, looking
and
out for
then
self.
exactly, and then like if I get to where I'm going and I have the right or the wrong attitude and I spend all my money or whatever, I go and I die and the money's either gone or it's going to somebody else. It's different than building a community and saying, bro, we did it together, and what can we do for the future so that if when the time comes that we do need to leave here and we got either money or whatever, it's either going to it's like we planned it. It's going to legacy
Right.
foundations, or it's going to our kids, or our kids' kids, or our friends' kids, or we tried to make sure that we did it better than it was done for us. We're not doing the bitter way. We're not going to be all right. They kicked me down, so when I get there, I'm gonna kick them down
I'm gonna
too,
kick them
and
down. Yeah. And that's what it
and,
is. It's a
and then we
repetitive
just go round
cycle.
and round.
That's right. That's right.
Come
You
on,
gotta, and
it's
you
not
said it. I mean, one of the key words you just said was legacy. You wanna create a legacy. And for a long time, I didn't know what a legacy really meant
me
until I
either.
had kids. And I was like, yo, my legacy is my kids. So, when my great great grandkids
Hmm.
are saying, hey, yo, my grandfather started this.
He
You know what
thought
I mean?
he thought about
And
us. He thought about
and he learned this from so and so, and they can talk about all the people that surrounded me in that community that
it.
helped me get there.
Hmm.
That's a legacy. That's like, yo, this didn't start overnight. You know what I'm saying? This happened over generations, but
Exactly.
it's got to change somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, and I think, oh, don't, man, listen, we'll be on. I believe, no, when it comes to this stuff, I believe we are honestly, and I didn't used to think this, the amount of hope that I have, not even just for me, but really just for us, our people, it's kind of crazy. I think we're at the tip of the spear. If we look at all of the stuff that's happening, and like, I'll sum it up by saying this very super quick. I remember being in school learning about all the stuff and all how racism is all dead. So I remember reading about all that and being like, man, if I were alive back then, or if I, got the chance to actually stand for the stuff that Malcolm stood for and that
Mhm.
Rosa Parks and Martin stood for, oh, I would do this, I'd be there. But, we don't have that to fight anymore. So to see the way everything is now, I really do see it as an honor, because not only an honor, oh, great, we're here to handle it, not just a big ego for us, but that we're standing here because of all the work they did. Like we're
Yeah,
having this podcast now, we're able to do all this because of all of the work they did.
to
So we
speak out.
really
Like, there's no way we be speaking out talking about stuff that we talking about. Like,
couldn't.
it wouldn't happen if they didn't pave the way.
We wouldn't
You
have
know,
room to think about it, to
right?
be like, I was thinking about this, like it was too busy getting our heads bashed in. So now I feel like it really is, we're a continuation of them. And I
Mhm.
really, it's good. It's such a good thing. I feel so connected to everybody, to all of us, and it just goes,
Yeah.
but the sway thing and this kind of community, all of that facilitates that. So,
Well, that's the thing. He's been doing this for almost 30 years. You know what I
mhm.
mean? And that's the crazy part because he's been paving this way for a very long time. Because like talking about sway. So real quick, just to you
Sure.
know redirect. You know what I mean? I first started really like paying attention to this brother. I've seen him on MTV. I saw him on the Breakfast Club. All this stuff, right? But
Yeah.
then 106 in Park. You know what I'm saying? Like watching all that. But then when I really actually like dove into listening to what he was saying, he did an interview with a brother that was in prison since he was like 16, 17 years old out of
Hmm.
California. And the funny thing is, man, this dude robbed a house, excuse me, but he ended up killing somebody over a box of cereal. Like he was stealing, he was young, so he was stealing a box of cereal. And he ended up going to prison. Well, he became one of the best investors throughout that whole prison. Like this man knows everything about, man. He had Warren Buffett and all the investing stuff. You know what I'm saying? He saved all the newspaper clippings, had them all over his cell and his wall. And when I read this interview that Sway did with them, Sway started making a movement to try to get this man released from prison because he was a kid when he went to prison and he
Mm-hmm.
served his time. But when you get to a point where the warden and all the jailers are asking you, hey man, can you help me with my mortgage? Can you help me with my stocks? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I gotta do my
Oh,
taxes.
hold on. You got me?
Can you help me out with that? This is when I saw, yeah, it out for a minute. But when I saw Sways, and I got to become a better person, you know what I mean?
I do.
So
I do. No, yeah, I was just moving it because it was. I lost you for a minute, but
it,
I heard you. It
yeah,
just sped up real quick. I don't know why it does that.
it's that hurricane, man. It's a
Yeah, no.
hurricane out there.
No, I understand completely. But that's kind of one of the things I told him too when I saw him. That I'm like, it's like, I mean, he's just a real brother, and that. But that's kind of the thing. It's that. Excuse me. We always have needed people like that. And yeah, I mean, he's been planting that seed for a long time. And yeah, even from back then. But yeah, it was something similar to me too. Like when I heard him talking, I mean, there's many times but like when he talked about like the last mile that he does. And that's, I think, similar to that, where
Mhm.
he works with the people that in prison. And as far as getting them out of prison and the whole thing, like, you can't make that kind of stuff up, and
Right.
that, I mean, I felt it at the event, the what do you call it, the afternoon with Heather B, and all of
Mhm.
them. Even when I hear them talk about them and stuff, I'm like, you've been building this community, and like, look at where it's at now. Like all of
Right.
this, like even this conversation, you could say it's a result of that.
It,
So.
it is because I would never be talking to you. I would never be talking to Ed. I would never be talking to Big Bear,
Hmm.
Jersey City Jeff. I wouldn't be talking to anybody had I not really zeroed in. Like, man, let me call in and see what this is about. And that's what it is. It's like, yo, let me just call in and see what this is about.
And then to
And
show up. I mean, you travel from Wisconsin all the way to Jersey. I wasn't upset, but I was late, and I was coming from Long Island to Jersey. You know what I mean? Like,
right. But what I did realize though,
hours.
man, is y'all got a long way to go too, man. Just being in the same area.
Well, I
Like
mean, the
Big
city.
Bear's like, I live like 5 hours away. I was like, what? I was like, bro, you
Well,
live
because,
five
well, I
hours
mean,
away?
that's just the tri-state area. That's just Jersey. That's just how it is up here with the traffic.
Man, that's a
But
huge area. Like, I was like, he said, yo, we gonna go into town. I was like, well, how far is town? He was like, man, like with traffic, it might be like 3.5 hours. I was like,
exactly.
yo, I said, Bear, I'm gonna be at the hotel, man. I don't know what you talking about, man. I said,
Oh, Ed is just my bad. I saw Ed. He wants me to send him a link, but I guess, well, of course we'll wait till we're done recording. I'll let him know. So I
okay,
told him I didn't think we were doing this live. So yeah, Big Ed from Canada.
oh
He wants
yeah,
to check in.
my man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we can definitely send them a link and get them on here towards the end. I mean, I don't know what your time looks like, but we definitely having a great conversation.
Oh, I'm hanging
Um,
out. I'm hanging out.
and and
My
I
battery's good. I'm looking at that. It's just I don't know how to send them the link from here.
right,
Yeah,
right. Let me see. Let me go ahead and do some things. But go ahead. Hey,
go for
shout
it.
out your social while I figure that out real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Go
No,
ahead,
thank you.
do your social and yeah.
Perfect. Let me just make sure I'm looking at it the right. God, bear with me. I don't know why it's not working the way it should. That's all right. We got this. Here we go. Here we go. We got this. All right. So, as
Probably
far as my
did this.
socials are right
Yeah.
now,
I'm
I
gonna
have.
send
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, you sent it. You said.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah. So, as far as my social right now, if you want to go to the website, my website is swiftcommerceshop.com. I'll say it again. It's swiftcommerceshop.com. I can spell it out for you. That's SwiftCommerceshop.com. If you want to find me on Instagram, it'll be a little easier. It's at Get Shades Swiftly. Say it again, at Get Shades Swiftly. I'll spell it out. That's at GETSHADESSWIFTLY. Once again, GETSHADESSWIFTLY. At Get Shade Swiftly, exactly how it sounds. Um, yeah, and I'll in a minute I'll show you. I have a couple of the sunglasses set up so I can show you guys kind of what I have on available right now.
Definitely. Yeah, we definitely want to see that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending Ed the link right now. Maybe he'll be able to pop in. Maybe he won't. We'll
Perfect.
see. You know what
Perfect.
I'm saying? I
If
just
you
sent
want,
him
I
the link.
want me to show you now, real quick.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
perfect. Here, let me switch this while we're waiting on that. Just bear with me a little bit. See now the fact I said on my T, if I mess this up, it's gonna look real bad, isn't it? It's like, bro, I
Like,
can see
yo,
you
this
ain't on
that's the
IT no
IT
more,
guy.
bro. Like
This
I
is
can
why we
see.
got to call that 1-800 number all the time.
Exactly. I can see why you quit your day job over there. All right, so as you can see right here, yeah, I had to, like I was telling you, I had to have my whole this whole thing made up for all my pop-ups and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
right now I've got five styles right now, but I'm definitely looking to add some more. So my one of my biggest sellers right now is this one here, and this is the one piece shield. It is the one polarized pair that I have, and I'm looking to add a whole lot more. This one is one piece, okay. And when I say polarized, that just means that it has a special kind of coating that is going to protect from UV a little different and a little better than all of the other pairs. So I'm definitely looking to get some more of these, especially for winter coming up. We're going to get some for snowboarding and all that good stuff. This is more of a club one. This is the rimless master here. This one is actually metal, and you'll see. I was trying to go for different ones for each because I'm trying to see where the sales are, what the people really want. So again, these are nice heavy pair, and
Okay.
they're
I like
pretty.
that pair. That
Oh
that
yeah, no,
pair
I
is dope.
appreciate
I
it.
like that pair.
Yeah, no, thank you. Well, you know what? You already know. I'll definitely be sending you at least one, and probably send you a couple after this, just so you can have them. Um,
Yes.
Oh, and well, I'll go into the boxes, but you'll notice that each of these is going to come with the box, but I'll go into what comes with each of them in a second. So I also have two of the patriotic ones, I'm calling them. These are the American Ramblers and the American Aviators. These are good for, 4th of July, Labor Day, stuff like that. I wouldn't recommend wearing them for driving too much. You can see through them, but as you can see, you got a little stuff. Maybe you don't want that while you're driving.
Gonna
So
be looking a little dazed and confused
yeah,
while
and
you're
you don't
driving.
necessarily need that while you're driving. And lastly, these are my wife likes these a lot. These are the I can't remember the name right now, but I think they're the Club Masters. But again, these are big aviator style. They're all good quality. And they all are going to last for a long time. And just so you know, a quick thing: every single one that you order is going to come with this box here, which you can use as a case. It lasts pretty
Mhm.
well. But if you don't want to, each of them will come with, of course, a thank you card because I appreciate you guys buying from me. But
Yes,
also,
sir.
you get a microfiber cloth, which is a bag as well. So you can use this as a bag to carry your stuff, but also it's a cloth, so you can actually use it to clean each of things when they get dirty. So, like I said, I learned some tricks. Let me
Nice.
just fix this again. Oops. Yeah, I've learned some tricks as far as packaging and getting everything ready for sale, and that's kind of what I wanted to offer to everybody. Some of these sunglasses that are, they're great sunnies, but they're good price, and they come with something, so they're a good value. They're not something that's just
Right.
like whatever.
And you know what? Hey, the biggest thing about that, what I love about it, you know what I mean? It's black owned. It's by my friend, you know what I'm saying?
You
Good
know,
dude, Alex Martin. And this is big. You know, this is big for the community. It's big for, you know, everybody that is tuning in, you know, that aspires
there
to
he
be an entrepreneur. There he is. Yeah, he
is. There's
popped
the
in.
man.
He popped in. But you know, everybody that's aspiring to be an entrepreneur, you can learn a lot of things about figuring out different vehicles and being able to make things happen, you
Absolutely.
know, without having a bitter heart or, you know, worried about the past. This is a lot you can learn from this man, Alex, you know. So um man, look him up. He gave you the socials, but I want to tune in and say what's up to my man Ed because I you know Alex said he was getting a hold of him, so I wanted to bring him on the line. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I,
saying?
I told him. I saw the text, man. Uncle Ed, my brother,
I
man.
love
It's
it.
good
I love it.
to
I
see
love
you.
it, man. That's what real chat's all about. I love it. What's up, Ed?
Hey, how you doing, brothers, man? Hey, how y'all doing?
Man, we doing well. We
Yeah,
doing
better,
well.
better. Now that you're here, man, what's good?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Sorry, man. I was at a theme park. Like we had a big water park that we took the kids to. So
Okay.
that I saw I saw my man Alex's message. I'm like, yo, I have to
Eh,
rush
eh,
home, man.
I appreciate
Did
it. No, it
went
was
down
good.
the water slide and jumped right into the
Yeah,
car.
exactly. I was gonna say, yeah,
Like
you're gonna
Fred
have the kids
Flintstone
mad at
style.
me, bro. Like they're gonna be like, yeah, but why are we leaving early? Like, yeah.
Hey, man, I gotta do what I gotta do, man.
Let's go. Let's go. So,
No,
man, yeah. Hey, did you get the link? I sent you some links, man. I've been getting a bunch of this stuff on social media talking about all these acting parts and stuff like that.
Oh, word. No,
So I
I didn't
sent
get anything from you, man.
I think I sent it to you and Big Bear. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Oh,
know,
for real.
yeah, the both of you be doing the entertainment. I was like, you know, I think one was for the show Power, and
Oh,
one was
wow.
for a another one. And now they keep bugging me because they're like, we're gonna get on a virtual call tomorrow. And I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, I didn't get on the first time. I'm not, I'm not an actor.
who told you that? It's not happening.
You know, like it sounded good to begin with. And I was like, okay, I'm interested. Then I was like, no, I'm really not. So but yeah, no, we was just we was doing a real chat, you know, got the podcast going with Alex, you know, and he was sharing his entrepreneurial journey,
There
you
we go.
know, and man, it's been a blessing, you know, it's been really good. But you know, I mean, Alex, you got anything for Ed? You know, I
I mean,
mean,
please, wait, again, this is another thing. We'll be here all day, man. But no, of course, man. What's good, man? It's good to see you. I texted him earlier, and I guess I'll definitely just say here, I had to thank him again. Obviously, it's good to have the community and stuff, but you need your people who are just like thinking about you when you're not necessarily either in the room or you're not
yes,
necessarily mind focused. And I just met him, and he's that guy for me. You know what I mean? I don't know how
Wow.
this happened. Like,
Wow.
bro, you've done this like two
yeah,
or three times. Two or three times. I've only just met you, like whatever, and like he's encouraging me to go up to talk to Sway. He's like, bro, don't miss your opportunity, blah blah blah. And
don't miss an opportunity.
well,
Hey,
something that I've mentioned to Ed, but even he doesn't know. I had a tooth thing, which is why I wasn't so talkative that day. Um,
Oh.
my face was still kind of swollen. I know I told you it had healed, but I
Mm-hmm.
realized later by the end of the night when this part was like kind of like hurting, I was like, damn,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
overdid it. Maybe I talked too much. But that was one of the reasons that I was being kind of quiet. But he was, he's encouraging me to do that. Then he's the one who told me about the podcast last time. So, I just
okay.
gotta I appreciate everybody and I appreciate
Hey,
the
two
community.
Tylenol, three Advil, man. It'll take care of that. I had to go to the dentist as soon as I got back home, man. I got an issue, I gotta get a crown replaced. And so yeah, my tooth was hurting too. And it's crazy you said that, man, because
Yes.
look how things is like
Well,
interconnected.
because but this is brothers trying to take care of our health. That's what that is.
That's right.
Everybody
Mm.
get your dental health in order because that hurts. It is so you're gonna do it one way or the other. That's the thing. They're gonna get
Oh
you.
yeah. Either way, you got to do it. You know, whether you want to or not. You know,
For
so it's
real,
either
because
get
they're
out
gonna
in
get
front of
you.
it
Please,
or
I
get
had an
hit with a
urgent
bill
care
later.
bill. Oh wait, what'd you say? My bad.
I say either get out in front of it or get hit with a bill later. But either way,
Exactly, and
you
a
Oh,
going
bigger
down.
buddy.
bill, and a bigger bill, because that's what happened to me. Like after everything, right before it or whatever, I had to go to urgent care. Please, that bill's going to be astronomical, and that's just because you had to go in there for pain. You know, like oh,
Mhm.
I was
Yep.
in pain, so I had to go. So get it done. But anyway, just yeah, a big Uncle Ed. I appreciate you greatly. I appreciate all you brothers, but especially everything. You know, like your all this wouldn't be happening even without your your
Man,
input and your keeping me in mind. So that's why I was like, yo, I got to get him a link. I don't know how to do it, but
that's good. Hey, I got him. I got him. As soon as you said he was on the line, man, I'm like, yo, let me send him this link. I was like, while I send him the link, you send out your socials. You know what I'm
There
saying?
we
We
go.
we gonna
Yeah,
kill this
buddy.
teamwork
first
in
little
real time.
stone.
Teamwork in real time, right
But
there.
that's good because you know what? For you, Uncle Ed is for you what Jersey City Jeff and Big Bear has been for me, and Louis Ochoa, So I called in. I didn't know what was gonna happen. Next thing you know, I'm talking to Bear on calls for months. Me and Big Bear, we're sharing stories. Even he's been on the phone with me when I've been arguing with my household. Like he's been on the phone, and I'm like, "Yo, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he's like, man, what's going on? He's like, calm down. I said, man, nah, man, this little dude really pissing me off. And he's like, put him on the phone. Let me talk to him for a minute. Next thing you know, it
Wow.
Big Bear is on the phone with my son, for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Oh,
took
for
the time
real.
to talk to my son and be like, yo, man, like what you're doing isn't right. You know what I'm saying? And just a different perspective, just a different insight because I'm 43 years old, but Bear, you know what I'm saying, is in his 50s and he's lived a lot longer
Mhm.
and he's seen a lot more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's funny about Bear because I just saw some posts that he posted. Did y'all see the ones where he posted a picture of him and Tupac? Like it was
No.
him.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
No.
bro.
I didn't see that. I'm gonna have
Bro,
to check
Oh,
it.
Bear,
man.
man, he got Tupac and it's plenty of others, man. Bear been out. When he say Big Bear is everywhere, Big
He's
Bear
not
been
lying.
everywhere. He is
He ain't
not
Yeah.
lying.
playing.
He was. I'm
He
not surprised. He was saying he's been out there like that. But that no, I didn't see.
yeah.
I'm gonna check after this. I haven't seen that yet.
Yes, go on his Instagram and check out his latest story. You know what I'm saying? Like he had Tupac. I want to say he was with a bunch of people, man. And I was like, wow. And he does a community thing regularly with the comedian. Um, and that comedian hosts Lunel a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I saw
So
he was telling me about that. I'm trying to get
mhm.
up with him. I'm gonna get up with him soon this week. I was, after this, I was telling him we got to get up. I was getting ready for this, but we were talking last week, so I'm definitely gonna get up with him soon.
Yes. So, man, real quick, what's new, Ed? What's new with Canada, man? What's new
Yeah,
up there?
what's going on?
Okay. Well, this week in
How's
Canada.
the Celsius?
Yeah, no, yeah, you got to report on the whole thing, like the
How's
whole
how's
country
Exactly.
the
right now.
cold temperature?
Don't miss nothing either.
I don't see how you go into water parks when it's Celsius.
Man, well, today actually it was a little bit. It was it was a little bit chilly today, to be honest with you. We had a heat wave all weekend, and today was like 23 degrees.
Okay, okay,
That's
wow. It's
cold,
like,
right?
you know what I'm saying? That's cold here, man. It's
Well, I
like
was gonna say,
almost
Yeah,
you know me,
freezing.
I was about to break out the cat. I'm like, now what is it in Fahrenheit? Because that might be hot. I don't want,
it's like it's like a maybe like 90 or something, or
Oh
88,
man,
90.
yeah,
wow.
Right? You
See,
that's
see?
well over here. That's hot, but I mean, we got the humidity on Long Island,
I
so
mean, I mean,
Right,
man.
right.
Down here, we go by Fahrenheit in the summertime. So when it's 90 degrees, it's 90 degrees. You say
Well, you know
Celsius,
what?
we gonna be like, wait, your air up too high.
I mean, I may be wrong. I need to brush up on my conversion. I'm gonna have to start doing that now, talking to you guys. You know what I'm saying? So I will,
well,
I
that's
will, I will
hey,
get on top of it.
you know what? It happens. We're getting the time zone together too. It's good. It's good
That's
working with
right. That's
people,
right.
outside the
Yes.
normal circle.
That's
That's
what's
right.
good, man. Well, because like Jersey City Jeff, he said that, and that's why I keep bringing up the hurricane to you, Alex, because
Hmm.
he's like, yo, he's like, I'm about to fly out of New Jersey, and he's like, the hurricane is coming towards DC right now, so he's like, they're gonna cancel the flights, and I'm like, man, I'm glad I wasn't there, but at the same time, there's the hurricane there, and then talking about learning from you about the Celsius degrees and it's just a bunch of different aspects, and the time zones are crazy because the thing with Alex, he was ready to get on at like 4:45, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, man, you're
My
like an hour,
4:45.
you're yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, so it's my 5:45, and I'm like, okay, cool, and now we've been on for over, we're going on almost an hour, man, and
Yeah.
I love it, but learning all these different things and being able to connect like this in different time zones, different degrees, different, weather storms, things going on, whatever, rain, shine, whatever it is, man, we being able to connect, and I really enjoy that. And I definitely want to be putting something together where we can do this annually. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like we could definitely get together. We'll get Big Bear on here and we can annually link up like once a month and be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? Just
All
be
right.
able to talk and conversate and share our experiences.
can I tell you something, man, really interesting? I saw your message today, Alex. Man, it was crazy to me because 2 days ago I dreamt I dreamt that all of y'all, man, all of y'all,
He had
you,
a
Justin,
dream.
Big Bear. I
Mhm.
had a dream, man. I had a dream that all of y'all, not like just the man gang fellas, you know what I'm saying? Like I dreamt that all of y'all came up here and like did a surprise visit. Y'all came to surprise me. I'm like, yo, I woke up so happy, man. I,
I like
I
that.
woke up so happy,
Yeah.
man.
Your
It made me
wife is
feel
like, why are
good,
you
though.
so happy? You're like, yo, who's
Exactly.
here? Who's here? She's like, what are you talking about?
Right. Don't worry about
No,
it.
they're here.
It's
They're
not a
here.
big
Come
deal.
on, man.
Exactly.
I
Yo,
Yeah,
man.
love it.
so it's cool. A cool coincidence, man. It's a cool coincidence, man.
And I'm
It,
coming. Wait, I'm gonna be in Canada, man. I'm coming now. Now that you told me that felons can come to Canada, I'm on my way, man. I'm on my way. I'm
wait,
like, yo,
they're letting
I'm
us
getting a
in. Word.
passport.
Like,
And when the Mounties like, yeah, you can't enter. I'm be like, man, look, Uncle Ed said I could come, man.
exactly. He
Like,
already
look,
said. So
nigga,
what do you even, I mean, I don't
who's
even know why
Uncle
you're stopping
Ed?
me right now. This
Look,
already
y'all don't
approved.
know who he is. Look him up, man. I'm telling you. Like,
Exactly.
he told me
No,
I'm allowed to come, and I'm gonna have to like go on your page and take that picture of you and Method Man,
There we
and
go. Oh,
I'm be like,
Uncle Ed.
look,
Okay, okay.
I'm,
I know what
yeah,
you're talking
that
about.
Uncle
Hey, come
yeah.
Ed.
on in, man.
So I'm
All
gonna be
right.
like, man, look, man, this dude's with Method Man, man. Let me into Canada. We good, you know. I mean, that's me. That's my personality. That's kind of stupid stuff I do, man. I'm gonna be like,
Man,
look, man,
I'm
Uncle
with it.
Ed. They gonna be like, man, is he a senator? Is he a congressman or something? I'm gonna be
Well,
like, nah, man.
somebody important for
Like,
sure.
look,
For
man, it's
sure.
Uncle Ed, man. He was at Heather B's event, man. What y'all
There we
talking
go.
about,
Well,
man?
I don't mean to brag, but it's
You
true.
know, hey,
I'm a big
Exactly.
deal.
Hey, I was gonna say, like, trust me, you're gonna want to let us in.
that's
There
Like,
we go.
right. You know, that's
yeah,
right. That's right.
I don't. I
Then-
wouldn't want to, mess with your employment and stuff. But just know, you'd regret it if you didn't let us
that's right, man. I mean, hey,
One phone
look,
call, man.
I love Super Troopers too. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
There
hey,
you go.
I'm trying to come to Canada,
100%.
man.
No, I would love it. I mean, like honestly, one day that'll probably happen. It'll most likely happen. The way things
Yo,
are going, man, listen, things are just
yo,
crazy.
Yeah,
But
for
I'm gonna go with
yeah.
the
real, for
flow, guy.
real.
So honestly, it seems like it's gonna happen. And honestly, we'll probably have a bunch more change when it does happen, man. We'll be,
Oh yeah,
a couple
No
yeah.
of
doubt.
change,
That's
pockets a
No
right.
little
doubt.
filler.
That's right, man. Because like I said, not a lot happens out here in Wisconsin, man. But you guys are more than welcome ever to come out this way, and we'll make an event out of it. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
that's the thing.
definitely.
We'll make something happen, and
No
that's I'm looking
doubt. No
forward
doubt,
to
man.
the fun stuff like that. And yeah, doing something like this every month is fine.
Yeah,
Yes, definitely setting up a yearly thing. I mean,
No
this
doubt.
I think these things are already happening, so I'm fine with
So
it. Oh
here we are. Here we
that's
yeah,
are,
right.
man.
That's right.
Yo, where in
That's right.
Wisconsin are you, man?
Man, I'm in Sheboygan. So,
Sheboygan. Oh,
it's
for
uh,
funny.
real?
It's funny because my brother-in-law, he made a Sheboygan. Hey, he got this whole rap song, man, made out for it, man. It's crazy. Like
I gotta hear it. Well,
so yeah.
I'll never forget Sheboygan because of Home Alone 1, the first
That,
Home Alone with
yes.
John Candy, which was one of my favorite older comedians. But remember when he's in like the bus depot or the airport or whatever, and he ends up
Yes.
driving. Oh, but they
Take
have
the
what is it?
van.
It's
And
the
they
The
van.
got
That's
van.
right.
stuck.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
they
we're
get
big in
stuck.
Sheboygan.
Oh
It was
It's so
wow.
boy,
the
it's
the
so
polka band. That's right. He had a whole
yes,
polka
Yeah,
band.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That's right. That's
yes.
right. That's right.
yeah.
So I'm in
Wow.
Sheboygan, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? I'm not from here, but I'm from Milwaukee originally, from
Oh,
Milwaukee,
okay,
Wisconsin.
okay.
And
Mm.
that's how the whole conversation with Heather B and Sway even started. Was I called in, I was a first time caller, long time listener,
Of course.
but as soon as I said Milwaukee, the conversation shifted to Happy Days, Fonzie,
I
uh,
remember this
you know what I'm
Oh
call.
man,
saying?
you
And
know
I'm
what?
Right.
like,
I
I
remember this
remember
call.
that phone call.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember this
yes,
call
it
now.
went
I
on for
remember
like it
that.
went on for like
Oh.
20 minutes, and they just like I didn't even get to talk. Like I didn't even get to say anything. It's just
Please.
like Laverne and Shirley, and I'm like, yo,
Well,
I said,
Yeah.
bro, I when I was listening, I'm like, they could have brought up Wayne's World, especially DB, because
right,
he's the film
yeah,
guy. Because I thought of Wayne's
Oh.
World with what the hell's his name? Alice Cooper. But
yes,
and even in Wayne's World, they referred to Laverne and Shirley, which back then I didn't know what they were. Like, bro, it's
right.
all
Oh
connected.
And this is and
wow.
it's crazy because that's like the brewery, you know what I'm saying, down in Milwaukee, and these are
Oh
the
yeah,
things
that's
they were
right, eh?
known
That's
for
right.
before all the drama. You know what I mean? Like if you look at
Yeah.
like what is it? I want to say Red Dog, the
Mm-hmm.
Bulldog beer, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
out of there. And so I grew up through all of that. Like actually, man, a funny story. I used to actually hop trains when I was younger. So
No
we
way.
used to we used to hop on the train and we would
Oh
ride it to the
wow.
brewery where the other trains were. Now you're a logistics guy, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, Alex? So
Yeah.
we would hop the train, so you probably would have some missing stuff out of your notes, So we would go to the brewery and they would always have these cargo trains where they had all the beer and stuff getting ready to get shipped out. That's how we got all our beer down there, and we had a lot of fun, man. Like when we were young, So
That sounds
just
like
hopping trains, man, riding around, having a good time, watching all the graffiti artists coming out of New York, California, all over the place. So, but
Wow,
that's
that's
one thing,
crazy.
man. That's with culture. Like the thing about culture is when you look at it in a negative, like this is what you criminals do. No, because some of these world renowned graffiti artists that are known today
Mm.
had their graffiti on those
yeah.
trains that came
Yeah,
through
yeah.
Yeah,
Milwaukee.
don't even
You
get me
know,
started on that. I mean, it's like that. But the graph artists, are you kidding? But that's the culture, the real culture. Like it's hip hop,
right?
and it's like this is the stuff that. Oh, trust. I say this. My wife works in. She works in an art gallery, so I
Oh
get to
wow,
see some of
yeah,
the art world stuff. And bro, please, I'll go. She'll like cover her ears when she sees certain things because I'll be like, bro, they're gonna sell us our stuff back. You know what I mean? You're gonna have,
right,
and
Mm.
I love to see graffiti, of course, getting, accolades
Recognition.
stuff, but
yes,
it's a whole different thing when it's like, all right, this is a piece that's worth $2 or $3 million from somebody who's never done real graph, or you know what
right,
I mean, or it's like my thing. I said this to her the other day. If the people who started graph or the people who are currently doing graph can't get in to see your exhibition of graph, then there's a problem. You know what I
right,
mean?
Mm.
Oh,
right.
they're not welcome here. Like this is from us. You want to charge
It-
me for
it-
this? I should charge
right.
you for this.
You're charging me to see something that we did every day, because I grew up, with and it's the thing, like a lot of times when you look at like skateboarders, you don't see brothers skateboard.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I follow Nija, you know what I mean? Like that big time skateboarder,
I was gonna say
yeah,
that's
out
who
at
I
the
just hit.
Olympics right now.
I know what
Yeah,
you're
he
talking about. Yeah, yeah.
doing big things,
Yes, he
and he's
is.
putting it on the map for us, But like when you see things like that, they don't really, the first brother that I learned to skateboard from and that I seen skateboard was a brother. Like it was crazy. His name was Murray. And since then he's passed away, you know what I'm saying? Gang violence, stuff like that. But that's the first person I ever saw skateboard. And I was like, yo, I want a skateboard. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna get a skateboard. I was like 9 years old, like hopping out my bedroom window, sneaking out of the house, jumping onto a random
Wow.
skateboard, and then all of a sudden I took a turn and I ended up gang banging, and but that's the thing, like when you don't get back to the roots of having fun in the community and doing simple things,
Yeah.
you go astray.
Of
You know
course.
what I mean? You go astray, and then it becomes a point where you want to impress everybody,
Yup.
or you feel like nobody cares, and this is the organization that cares about you. And I learned through the gang life, man, they don't give a shit about you, bro. Like they
No,
don't care,
no.
because
Mm-mm.
out of all the stuff I was doing, I'm going back to skateboarding. Me and my lady bought two skateboards that are like $500 a piece. Like we spent $1,000 on skateboards, and I'm like, look, we rode them like twice, babe. Like what is going on, man? Because I'm 43 years old. I'm not trying to bust my I'm not trying to bust my butt on a skateboard
Of
right now.
course. Yeah, now
'Cause
you gotta.
then I can't work. You know what I'm saying? So,
Of course, well, like you got to choose your battles, like you said. But,
right. But
but
graffiti and skateboarding has always gone together.
mhm.
You carry your backpack, got your paint, you got your skateboard,
Mm.
you kick
All that.
push, you go where you gotta go.
Uh oh.
Uh-oh.
You
Phil,
You're
know what I'm
frozen. You're
saying?
frozen there.
And
Oh,
that's
oh,
what it is.
oh,
I
You
think
know,
it's
there
catching
we
up.
go.
everybody back.
There
There
we
we go.
go. Yeah,
Everybody
look at
back. You know what I'm saying? There
it.
we go. We back. But no, so
Not bad at
but
all.
no, like so the first like I had a stereo shop when I was 23 years old. Had an auto customizing shop in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Damn.
So
What's up?
when I had that stereo shop, the first painting that we put there was a graffiti artist. So we had them, it was called Tight Whip Customs. And we had the graffiti artist come and do that job, and we had nonstop attention from the police, just nonstop, because
Mm.
our shop had graffiti,
Come
which
on.
made us, culturally from the hood.
Of course.
Obviously, we weren't upscale, you know what I'm saying, type of business. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's
But this is exactly why this is why communities need it, and but that's the thing, it's like, you know what, we're gonna keep pushing it now, and that's why I do love to see it. I love to see this kind of stuff, but you're right, it's like getting back to and just reminding people of what it really was anyway, because
mm,
I mean, yeah, we could go on, but I mean, like, as far as that stuff goes, like, it was always tied to fun, it was always tied to community and us getting together, but of course, it was people that necessarily didn't necessarily have a lot of money, and with that
right.
comes the streets,
Yeah,
and that's where people get it mixed up. Like the streets, I had it mixed up when I was younger because I came up in you know early 90s, but also by the time I was coming of age to really have my own thoughts and like my thoughts
mm,
about the world and the world around me, I was, oh man, I was gangster, what we called gangster rap. So I was
yeah.
Tupac, and I was Biggie, and I was the
NWA,
Locks.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But for me, it was serious. It wasn't just music. And I understood what I thought was the world. And it's people get those things mixed up when it comes to the hood and rapping and stuff like that, and I think that the more this happens, the more people like us who were not necessarily there from the beginning, but especially from our age, and also like people like Sway and people who were
Right.
either there before us or there in the circles that we weren't in, they can tell you, yeah, it was about this, but it was also about that. We had this, but it was also about that, so we can't let them have us, the same thing happened to us happened to my nephew, for instance. Like, I don't
Mm,
want him to think like, oh, rap and being part of that is just about this, and oh, rap is for black people, and rap is for the hood, and rap
right.
is for poor stuff. Rap was about everybody, and hip hop was
Mm.
about everybody, and that's why they had such a problem with it. You know what I
Well,
mean? They
hip
don't
hop
want to see
started
us
as
like this.
building community. It
Yeah.
was building community. Like when we have rap battles and we have ciphers and stuff like that, we're bringing people together.
Hmm.
We're bringing people together to express their mind, and it's kind of like, hey Ed, you do a lot with entertainment, and you're familiar with the drama classes and stuff like that. It's a type of drama. That's what it
It it
is. You're
it truly
expressing
is.
you're expressing your artwork through rap, through a
Hmm.
Yep.
cipher. You know what I mean? And the point is kind of like, when you play a baseball game, and this is the thing that always got me, right? So when you play a baseball game or a basketball game, what do you do after you win the game? You shake
Turn up.
hands. You
Oh,
shake
okay,
it.
okay,
Well, you
yeah,
turn up,
Exactly. Yeah,
but
yeah,
you shake hands. You
yeah.
shake hands,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and you tell the other team, "Yo, man, good job."
Good
You know what
game,
I'm
good
saying?
game, good game.
Right,
Yeah,
good game.
good game.
Yeah.
And the thing about like hip hop, that's how you supposed to do it as well. You know what I mean? If you smoke somebody in a cipher, you tell them, "Hey, man, yo, your shit was dope,
Yeah.
but hey, good.
You
Hey, I'll
lost.
see you next year." You
Yeah,
know what
exactly.
I'm
You
saying?
might
I'll
win
see you
some,
Step your
next
but
game
year.
you
up.
just lost one.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
And the person that lost, should always just be like, "Hey, yeah, I gotta step my game up." So next year when I come back, I'm gonna have some more dope lyrics. I'm gonna have more, uh, you know, uh, uh, words. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of thing that gets me now. Like I listen to a lot of what my son listens to, and I'm like, yo, I don't have a clue what they saying. I don't, I don't have a clue, man. Like it makes no sense. You know what I
That's
mean?
I,
Like
I
it
tell you,
makes
I
no
tell you,
sense.
just go on Urban Dictionary, just hear him talk, and then go on Urban Dictionary, and then it'll help you out, man. Because I've been caught up like that too,
Got to
Hey,
stay up
man.
on it as much as
even
possible.
if it helps me out, it makes no sense. So I'm
Oh,
like,
buddy.
yo, you you can say anything on the track now, like anything, and they gonna be like, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like, I'm like, what did he just say? Like, so, hey, no pun intended, but I just got to put this out there because me and my lady talk about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So you know the whistle song, right? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So the way that is worded, and you talk about, what I'm saying, I'm gonna show you how to I'm gonna show you how to whistle. Like, so we're doing this together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I
you
mean,
gonna
it's like
teach
the Dougie. It's like
you got
yeah, yeah,
but then you know what I'm saying? It's like stuff like that. I'm like, what? Wait, whoa, what did he just say? Like, did he just say he gonna show her how it's done? Like,
I mean,
we
well,
we
you
giving
already.
seminars now.
I mean, there was always people that was, they were trying a little harder, like they didn't necessarily have the most creativity. There's always going to be those,
Right.
it's.
Right. I just had to say that, man, because that's something, man. Hey, me and my lady talk about doing a podcast, and she don't want to get on camera, but like some of the stuff she says is hilarious. So
Mm.
she points this out to me. She's like, "Oh, so they having a session? They teaching people now?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Wait a minute." I'm like, "Yo, now that you said that, I was like, it makes sense.
Not
I,
even think about it.
I'm not feeling that." You know what I'm saying?
See, sounds like she got some insight. Maybe she
It-
should, think about it.
oh yeah,
Especially if she's
one day.
funny.
So what's up, brother, man? You got anything else you want to say, Ed? Alex, man, I need something motivational, inspirational from both of you.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something real quick, man. Something I actually like realized like 2 days ago. Sometimes alone time, shower time, whatever. When your thoughts keep going, and then I was just like thinking back on, like, I guess my life or whatnot. I don't know even what led me to start thinking of that, but I'm like, man, everything I've ever wanted and desired, I've achieved. I have achieved everything. When I would sit there and dream and wish, well, everything I've ever thought of has come to life.
Wonderful.
And what I find is where you devote your energy to,
Mhm.
because the
Absolutely.
opportunity will present itself,
Absolutely.
and it's up to you to decide where you want to devote your energy. Example, like, I always wanted to have a family, 3 kids. I got that. I always, I told y'all about my dream acting, which was a dream at first, the
Mhm.
abstract. Now it's like tangible, it's physical. Like there's concrete evidence of that now. You know what I'm saying? I tried to do the hip hop thing
Amen.
for a minute. I did a hip hop thing for a minute. Uh, that happened, but I
I'm
didn't
sure
devote.
we all did.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. One way or another. Trust me. I wished I could. Like I
Bro, I
wanted to
used to.
run.
I got a whole mixtape I gotta dig up
Are you for
sometime.
real?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I recorded the track and we did a music video for it too. You know what I mean? Like a
Oh, I
little
got to I
self.
got to hear and see both.
Oh,
Gotta
buddy,
see it.
now I should have said that. Uh oh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
See, that's
I'm
it.
I'm searching now.
oh,
Yeah.
buddy.
You know, Alex is
So,
IT guy, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna dig it
oh
We'll
up.
see if I
man.
can find it. You know, well, he'll give it though. He'll give it. It's nothing to
Oh
hide.
man. But it's just to show like everything I've ever wanted, desired, wished has happened to me. And it's crazy. It's a little bit mind blowing when I come to think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I'm just, but it has to happen in its own time.
Absolutely.
And uh devoting the energy to where you want, where you want to go with it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't take the rap thing that far, but I could have if I devoted the energy to it.
Of
I
course.
devote
Right.
the energy. I devote the energy to the acting. Now I'm doing things now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So all I'm saying is, um, be patient, and things will happen.
Mhm.
The rest is up to you, literally. Where you want to, if you want, how far you want to take it, where you want to go with it. But it will happen. We sit there and we dream, we him and ha, and oh man, I wish the opportunity will show itself in its own time, of course. And it will take like years or whatever. But
Mhm.
I feel it's like the power of attraction. See, I didn't really believe in that, or
Right.
or
Yeah.
not that I didn't believe in that. It's just like I didn't notice it before.
Right.
This is like The Secret, right? Remember when that blew up back in the day,
Yeah.
like
The
20
book.
years
Yeah.
ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So the power of attraction, right? So I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Okay, cool, that's cool and all, you know what I mean? But like, I don't, not me, But now when I look back today, I'm like, wow, yeah, everything,
There's
everything
something
did
to
happen.
it.
Everything came to me, and it's everything that I've
Right.
desired. I did attract it, and it's crazy because when you're in it, you don't understand. But when you look back, you were like, oh wow,
Right.
okay, So
Yeah.
so just to the people out there, to everyone, whatever, man, just understand that things will happen in its own time. The rest is literally up to you.
Mhm.
So that's my realization. That's my. I don't know where I'm going to go with this. I don't know with this realization, where it's going to take me. I don't know what. But this is just like um, I'm taking it all in. You know what I mean? I'm trying to
Mhm.
understand it. Trying to see where I could go with it, where I could take it. And hopefully I could tell other people, tell my kids. It will happen.
Right.
Just be
Right.
patient and devote the energy to it.
And you know what? Sometimes, because you have kids, I have kids, Alex, I'm not sure if you have any kids. How many
I
kids you
don't, but
got?
I have.
Okay.
I might as well because I love a lot of
Right.
people and my nieces and nephews, and I got. I might
Exactly.
as well.
And one day when you sit back and you tell them, when they're like, oh, hey, why didn't you go to the NBA? Why didn't you become a rap artist? Why didn't you act in
Right.
movies and things like that? You know what I mean? Hey, life took a toll. You know what I mean? Life took a
No,
different
seriously.
direction. And not that you're not good at these things or couldn't have done these things. You just sometimes got to prioritize in a different direction.
Hmm.
You know,
That's exactly what
and
it is.
that's like, like now, my son even asks me all the time. He's like, yo, man, that track you made was dope. And I'm like, yo, I just fell out of rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I, you know what I'm saying? I got older and I just had more stuff on my mind, and it's the same before I started gangbanging. I played sports. I enjoyed, playing sports and basketball and football and stuff like that. And now I don't rap, I don't gangbang, but I play golf. You know what I'm
There we
saying? I
go.
mean,
There we
hey,
go.
I never thought I'd be playing golf. Now, you
Uh-huh.
know what I'm
That's
saying? I
it.
mean, I watched the PGA tour on TV and I'm like, sometimes I ask myself, like, man, what are you doing?
Is this
And, I,
me? Yeah, yeah,
and, I,
yeah.
and I'm like, yo, that's really nice. Like I got to see this hole in one. You know what I'm saying?
Love
Like,
to see
I'm
this. I
telling
love
people,
to
hold
see.
on, I'm watching this.
Yeah,
You know,
we
so,
need more of it.
Daddy's
That's
watching golf now.
right?
Go see
Like, you
mom.
guys got to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
and
watching
there's
this.
and realizing there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like and like, oh man, so much to be said even about that. But yeah, it's like showing interest in stuff. Just even something as small as that. Like to some of us. It was like, yeah, we didn't do that. You know what I mean? Especially just because that's just not what we did, and all this kind of
Right.
stuff. Always limitations. Always something stopping you. So this is I love to hear it, you know. And then even like you said, the thing with your son bringing up the thing, just because you either stopped doing something or it didn't work out at that time. What's killing me is the fact that it's really not over. Like the fact that you
Right.
really could, especially you look at Sway and you listen to the Citizens, like these people are doing stuff at 60, 70.
Right.
I mean, like nobody's got any
Seriously.
that I'm like, so
Yup.
for me, it just really opens up a whole new chapter. Like, wow, it feels amazing to feel like I
Different doors. Different doors. It opens up a
yeah,
different door, a different
and doors you
perspective
didn't
of
think would ever
what
be
you were
open.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have been doing one thing, but now you know. I mean, hey, Sway used to do music. You know what I mean? Like
There we go. Yup.
he was cold, and like he went into just doing VJing. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, you could have been like the coldest rapper out here, and now you choose to network on the radio. You know what I'm saying? And every now and then you'll spit a couple verses. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Just to let everybody know, look, I still got it. I
Yeah.
got it. You know what I'm saying? It's there.
Uh-oh. You got to freeze?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we got to freeze. It's all good. I'm sure he'll be back any second.
It didn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
There it goes.
Oh. Nope.
I heard you too. We're just gonna make sure we're gonna wait till it catches up real quick.
Yeah, we're glitching out. We're glitching out.
It's all
There we
good.
go.
You're catching up. All right. I think it.
All right, we're back now.
There
We
it is.
catching
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I heard you. Yeah, no, you're right. It's wonderful. It's wonderful, and you're right. Like that's man. I love to see people doing extra stuff. Speaking of Sway, like someone who's like did everything he's doing, and then like even now you're just building a community. You're building
Mm-hmm.
something. I don't even know what, but it's just crazy. So you
Right.
you can do multiple things, and that's blew my mind. You know, I didn't growing up in our world. You could only do one. And if you failed
Yeah.
at that, you're done.
You
Don't
pick a
even
trade and that's what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
don't
Like,
cry in a garbage can because you're never gonna do it. You know, like we grew up in that kind of world. It's like
you're
you
a
know,
drug dealer.
Yeah.
That's all you're ever gonna be. You're a
exactly. You
gangbanger. That's
screwed
all
up.
you're ever gonna
You know,
be. They're like,
you
well,
should
I
be
guess
lucky
that's.
to. Oh man, I could go in on that, but no. Just
That's
to. Oh
crazy
yeah.
you said that because that's what affects a lot of men's mental health. You know what I mean? When you tell them that that's all they're good for and that's all they're gonna be, you know, they develop that mindset where they're like, well, everybody don't believe in me, so fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and do this,
Or I messed up once.
and
Or
that's what
I
they
mean,
do.
please, or I didn't even mess up, or I'm black, so you
Mhm.
know that this is the way it's got to be. So I need to go do this,
And
or I'm
now you
poor.
become really good at that misconception because
Well,
everybody was telling you that's all you're gonna be good at. And it
well,
takes a long time for somebody to become our age and then be like, you know what, man, they was full of it. I'm
well,
gonna do something different. And
and I think, well, for me, I think that's one of the biggest things about all of this. That us, like we're talking about these things, like we all have different paths, and but a lot of us, especially from us, the certain culture and certain stuff, we made choices based on bad decisions, based on bad information, and then you end up spending decades, either dealing with the consequences
Mhm.
or getting your mind right or both, and then you end up in a place where you can be like, well, damn, I knew I did the wrong thing then, but all right, I'm 20 years in now, you know what I mean?
Right,
And then I'm
right.
40 years in, and it's like, so just to speak to that, because yeah, we could obviously go on and on, but just because you were about quotes and good things towards the end, just to speak to that in particular, there's definitely no time limit. That's what I'm seeing, and it's really amazing. Like Big Ed was saying, just watching things that for me, it's I would call them small dreams. I just wanted a shot. I didn't think I
Mhm.
would ever even have a shot. Forget having a successful business. Forget having a business at all. I just wanted a shot to have one, a shot to
Mm.
even feel like
Try.
yeah. And I didn't even think that that was possible. Like when I look back now, I realize how lacking in self confidence I was. It's crazy. It's crazy because our particular brand of no self confidence is big on bravado. So you could completely miss
Right.
it if you're not paying attention to us. Because
We got a lack of
us. We talk
confidence,
about
but we
what
feel
I
like
mean.
we
We
the
got the
man on
sauce.
we the
We
big
can
man on the
we can make
scene.
yeah we know how to party in a depression and make it look like we're good. But you and I know you know what it is. Like some people could, if you don't pay attention, you'll think we're good, and we ain't good.
Right.
So well, anyway, just for me, because we were thinking about quotes. One of the things that I was thinking about to leave everybody with is that, one thing that changed my life is know your worth. Never let anybody let you make you feel lesser than you actually are. And it may take a long time. For me, I'm honestly still figuring out my worth, but the level that I'm at is crazy. So nobody can sell me short anymore. But it took me a long time. And then the second part of that is once you have figured out your worth, then and only then get what you deserve relentlessly, but make sure you figure out your worth. You don't want to super quick. I'm going to throw this in just because a citizen said this on Sway in the Morning, and it was one of the they were asking for good bits of advice that their parents had gave them. And when the guy said this, I was like, bro, if someone said this one to me, this would have changed my life, because I wouldn't have listened to a lot, but this one would have changed my life. He said, his male figure was talking to him and he was doing the wrong thing. And he's like, you're proving yourself in the wrong arenas. That one right there would have blown my mind. I like gladiator stuff. I like warrior stuff. And
Right.
that's precisely what I was doing at that time in my life. I was doing all this stuff to prove to a bunch of people and to myself a bunch of stuff that did not matter. And not only
Yes.
didn't matter, was completely counterproductive to my life and everybody's life. Like you said, you're banging. It's the same thing where you're
Right.
literally going against life itself, but you're going so hard because you feel
To
like
try
this
to
is what I have
prove.
to do.
I have to
Yeah,
prove to y'all that I'm solid, that I'm this, I'm that. It's like
exactly. And then what kills you is you get
they
10
don't
years or
care.
20 years down the road and you look at all the damage you created, but also you look at how hard you put your heart into that. And you're like, bro, if I had put half of that effort into something like this, and that thought can break you if you're not careful. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
anyway, but that's why. So just to sum that up, is like make sure that you're proving yourself in the right arena, and then go hard.
Right.
But don't go hard on some stuff just because someone told you or because this is what they do. Like you're bigger than that. You're smarter than that.
Right.
You're better than that. Don't let them tell you you're not. They're lying to you.
Well, I always told my lady, because a little bit, me and my lady dated over 20 years ago. And in the meantime, she had her son, and I was married for 8 years, and now we've been back together for the last 3.5, years, and we bought a house together. We started businesses together. We started the podcast. Like, but this is the
Good
same
stuff.
woman that Dear John'd me 20 years ago. When you talk about a Dear
Wow.
John, you sitting in jail, you like,
Wow.
yeah, baby, I'm this, I'm that, but again, I always told her that my loyalties were in the wrong place. You know, I was always loyal. Like nobody can ever doubt my loyalty. You know what I mean? To being a friend, to being a brother, to being, whatever it is. Like my loyalties, I'm not the type of cat that's just gonna switch and change on you. I'm gonna tell you how it is, whatever. But my loyalties were in the wrong place. I was loyal to brothers that weren't loyal to me. I
Yeah,
was
I know that.
loyal to a gang that wasn't loyal to me,
Mhm.
and it hurt a lot of relationships that I had with people that could have been real friends,
Yeah, the real
because I
ones.
was
Wow.
like, yo, this white dude, man, he don't care about me, man. He got money, he don't give a shit about me.
He
And
don't
I'm
know
like,
me.
yo, this is an
He does.
opportunity
Yep.
that I missed
Yep.
because I was so loyal to the game
Hmm.
that I missed out on this opportunity that could have been my Warren Buffett. This could have been my dude that
Wow.
changed my life,
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
so like you said it, Alex.
I
Like
just
you
I know the
said it.
feeling. I know the
You
feeling.
said it, brother.
It's among all of us, and I think that, like I said, we all have different um what is it, different stories and stuff. But man,
Mhm.
like I said, that kind of stuff, I think it spreads,
It's
and
universal concept. It's a
it is.
universal concept,
It is.
that people
Especially
need to
around
learn
certain
and
areas when
understand.
well, especially around in certain places where they have certain narratives and things
Mhm.
that are there for you already. That things that are older than you, they're ready for you when you get born and you're here, and they're like, "Oh, you're this," and you're like, "Well, am I? Am I that? Okay, you told me I'm that, so
This
I
is what
must
I
be
gotta
that."
be. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. All right,
Yeah.
let's
So
go.
now you're loyal to it. Like this is what I am. This is
Well,
what
this is
I've
what they said
been.
I am, right? Why would they tell me something different?
And then when and then when something goes bad, you're like, I don't know if that's what I want to be
Yeah, like
anymore.
wait. Oh man, we could. Yeah, again, we could tell you. Please, that's a yeah,
Man. All
yeah,
right,
but
we're
that,
running up on an hour and a half,
I
brothers.
know.
You know what I'm saying? I love it. I
It's real
love it.
chat.
I love it. That's right. Real chat,
Oh,
man.
oh, really quick. Let me throw this in there. Just yeah, about Swift Shade. So for everybody
Yes.
who's a fan of the show, of course, of course, I really appreciate Justin you having me in the Real Chat podcast. So for Swift Shades, I gave my info. I'll give it out again. But if you go to the website and if you purchase anything between today and I have it set until Sunday, so like 11:59 Sunday night or whatever into Monday, you'll get if you put in the code. What did I? I think it's Real Chat 15. You put in Real Chat 15, you'll get 15% off the whole order. It doesn't matter if you get 10 sunglasses or one pair. You'll get $15 off. I'm sorry, 15% off the order. So the promo code again is going to be Real Chat 15, and
Man,
you
I
put
love
you
you,
put it in
brother.
when you're checking out.
I love that, brother. And definitely
Of
everybody
course,
that's
no, thanks
tuning
for
in,
having me. I appreciate it.
get your sunglasses because
Yeah.
you know in Canada we're below Celsius. And
And it works. It works. You know what? Whether you're snow skiing in Canada, you know what I mean,
that's right.
or you're down here surfing in Hawaii or whatever. I'm
I
gonna,
love it.
like I said, I've got the 5 styles for now, but the sooner I can sell them out, I'm gonna be adding a whole lot more. I've got a whole list of things I'm trying to add. I'm gonna add some fashion. I'm gonna add some sportswear. So come mess with me, man. Come get some stuff.
That's right.
Feel free to send a message, and we'll build this thing. It's going to be really big.
No doubt.
Yo,
Slowly but surely, man. Slowly but surely, you're making it happen, man. I'm happy.
that's
I'm
right.
happy that we are at the genesis of it. You know what I mean? So
That
Yes.
we're rooting for you, man.
fun.
We're rooting for you, homie.
This is
No
fun,
Man,
though,
doubt.
like, man.
this has been a good one. And Alex, Ed, we were talking a little bit earlier about doing this, monthly, man. So we're gonna link
Yeah,
up afterwards.
Sure.
I'm
I'm with
definitely
that.
gonna get a hold of you brothers this week, and we'll talk about making that happen.
Absolutely.
Word up. I'm
So
down with that. You already know what it is, man. You know I'm good.
definitely. But
Yeah.
for right now, man, Alex, I really appreciate you, brother, sharing your story,
Oh, thank you.
your accomplishments and your failures and where you trying to go and grow. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because that's what it's all about. We got to acknowledge where things didn't work out, where we are today, and where we're trying to go. Because when you talk about it, it's gonna happen. It comes
Word.
into fruition.
Hey,
So
believe you me, it does. It will. It
It
shall.
really does, and I'm almost not believing it, guys, but it really is happening. So trust, it does. Just keep pushing, man.
yes,
Please believe.
so this was another long ass episode of
Yeah,
the
I
Real
know.
Chat Podcast. And
Yeah,
I
man.
love these two brothers very much. And I
Love you too.
salute you. And I appreciate you brothers being on the show.
Definite. Love you too, man. And this was just
Love, love.
great time. So I hope everyone listens to the whole thing. Like do what you got to do.
Yes.
Take a couple of sips. You know what I mean? Bring it up.
Hey,
We got
when
the
you're
just,
time.
driving,
just,
We got
just put it in the
the
background when
time.
you're doing
You
chores
don't
and
have to listen
whatnot. You
to
know
it
what I
all
mean?
at once. No complaints. It's great.
that's right. That's
It's
right.
only more of a good thing.
All right,
There we
brother.
go,
We're gonna
man.
chop it up soon, brothers. I love y'all,
Definitely.
man. All right.
Definitely. Bye, guys.
All right.